I think this is truly the number one and number two best guy in the world. You know what I'm saying? Even though Poirier did beat Gaethje, even though Alvarez did beat Gaethje, I believe Gaethje has a style to beat Khabib, but I also believe that Khabib has a style to beat Gaethje. So it's all gonna depend who's gonna make the other guy fight their B side. If Gaethje doesn't make Khabib fight his B side, he's in trouble, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Gaethje, those calf kicks that he's doing, it takes a couple of those. It'll take your wrestling away. It'll take your hands away. And he said it right away. He says, "I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna kick that front leg." That there's nothing that Gaethje that he doesn't say that he's not gonna do.
Yeah,
and
he
then
does.
Khabib's he's a warrior, man. Khabib is 28-0. I mean, the dude's not the best striker. Maybe even a little, he's just a rugged that'll grind you the hell out.
Super strong, man. His strength is so crazy.
And more importantly, understands competition. He's a greater competitor than he is fighter. He's just like me. I'm a greater competitor than I am fighter.
Which I don't think Justin Gaethje's necessarily fond of doing. He likes to have these crazy, exciting fights. Last one on Khabib, how do you see Justin faring against Khabib?
Gaethje's got next level wrestling, but you know, which is why he went through that period where he's just throwing bombs, and I was like, he's so much better than that. He's so much better than that. He can mix it up so well with the best of them. He's such a good fighter. I think he's like, honestly, I think he's gonna give Khabib one of his toughest tests. I think Gaethje's gonna give him one of his toughest tests for sure.
I don't know. I mean, anybody has a puncher's chance, but I think Khabib's wrestling. I think it's at a higher level. I mean, I know that Gaethje's got phenomenal wrestling, but Khabib level, I don't know. I'm not gonna pick a fight, but I have a hard time saying that, you know, Gaethje's gonna win it. You can't. It's hard to pick against somebody who's only lost one round their entire career.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Justin has a really good chance of beating Khabib. I really do, because as we know, or for those that don't know, Justin's a tremendous wrestler. I think he was a state champion. He's a very, very high-level wrestler, but we don't often see it in mixed martial arts. In fact, I don't know if he's ever gone for a takedown in the UFC. He uses his wrestling in a defensive manner, right? So he uses it to stop takedowns, get in the opponent's face, fight at a high pace, mixing leg kicks with heavy hands, and look for the knockout. Against Khabib, I think he's got a really good chance of stopping the takedowns. If you look at iaquinta was able to stop a lot of the takedowns. Now, Khabib still won a decision, but still I think Justin will have a better chance of stopping the takedown, and I think he'll be more effective on the feet. So I don't know. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be very, very close, but we could have Khabib possibly getting beaten for the first time ever.
You know, if Justin can keep his back off the fence, I believe he can out-scramble Khabib in the open. I think he's going to be a little bit more... You know, he just has such a pedigree in collegiate wrestling, and that open mat area is going to be where Justin shines in the wrestling. If Khabib can get him against the fence, I believe Justin will be in trouble, you know, but we'll see if he can stick to the game plan. I would assume that's going to be his game plan, to stay in the middle, make Khabib wrestle in the open, and throw big punches.
I think that's a really, really intriguing matchup. Gaethje doesn't really get held down, and Khabib holds everybody down. So I think that'll be really where the fight is. On the feet, Gaethje's looking scary, and on the mat, Khabib's always looking scary. So it's an intriguing matchup, and I'm looking forward to that.
Who do you think takes it?
I gotta stick with Khabib. I think he's been just doing the same thing to pretty much everybody, so I see him winning again.
You ready for it? I think Justin Gaethje beats Khabib.
I mean, I don't think he wins, but I do believe it's the toughest fight for him.
By far.
I didn't know.
Toughest guy in the division, right?
Absolutely. I don't think he wins. I really don't think.
Of course you're going to say that. Could you imagine if you said you think he wins? I mean, you can't go back to AK ever again.
Yeah, you're crazy, dude.
You'd be
AK,
banned.
I own AK.
You'd be banned for life.
Insane to say that. But no, he won't win. Because I believe that Khabib is just so good at what he does, it's going to be difficult. But I do also believe that Khabib will have to push Justin against the side of the octagon. Those takedowns that he gets in the open will be much more difficult because Justin's so skilled. And if this fight has to take place on the feet for an extended period of time, then yeah, it starts to shift towards his way. But I just don't know if he will have the ability to keep up with him. And plus, man, dude is so strong. Khabib is so strong and he works so hard. He's gonna be the champion for a long time.
I love his striking.
It
obviously.
will be the toughest. It will be the toughest matchup. But man, I think Khabib's striking is underrated so badly that if he gets himself going, he can go with anybody.
I think the world of him. I think he's the most dominant fighter in the history of the sport. But just when you consider Justin's underrated wrestling, when you consider the striker that he's turned into with his patience, when you consider the power that he throws with, I really think he has a chance. Now, am I going to come out and say it? No, but I think he has the best chance of anyone at 155 pounds.
So when people are talking about Khabib maybe not having to get a takedown, maybe he won't get a takedown or two, but he will eventually get one. And when he does, Khabib, if Justin doesn't get up, he will be a different fighter by the time he gets back to his feet. There won't be as much pop in his punch. There won't be as much speed, and there won't be as much power on it. All of those things together will make it a different fight. And every takedown he gets moving forward will make it harder and harder for Justin to win the fight. I'm not knocking Justin. I'm just telling you guys from my perspective. I'm telling you from my perspective what you guys should expect to see. Does he have a puncher's chance? Yes. Does almost every fighter has a puncher's chance? Does he have more of a puncher's chance? Yes, because he's got some fucking dogs in his hands. You know, he's got big power and he just walks people down. He did fight a really smart fight against Tony Ferguson. And if he fights that style of fight, I give him more of a chance. But do I think he wins? Absolutely not. And I don't think you're going to see anything different from Khabib than what he normally does. And just like you saw with everybody else he's ever fought, he's going to dominate from beginning to end the whole fight.